vintage patio furniture pickup success is in the books, my first stop this morning was the Miami airport so I could rent this pickup truck. I wasn't sure if everything was gonna fit, but luckily it did, so I drove about an hour north to Lake Worth. I found 3 beautiful cast iron lounge chairs. They're currently in the back truck bed. The entire exchange took maybe 5 minutes because everything fit so perfectly. They're nice and heavy. I know they're not going to fly anywhere as I take the interstate home. I'm still a little bit nervous. The ride back usually takes a little bit longer than the ride up here. I cannot wait to see what these are gonna look like in the backyard. Of course, I'm planning to paint them. I need to get new cushions, but they are going to look so gorgeous when they're done. Perfect for summer. We made it home safely with the goods, and today we're getting to work. I already picked up my supplies from Home Depot, so first I have to clean the chairs. The surface is pretty smooth since these chairs haven't been painted before, so I'm not going to pressure wash them. I'm just hosing them down really well, wiping off the surfaces, and letting them dry in the sun. It is so hot at the moment. Summer is definitely here. It's in the late 80s, but because it's so humid, the feels like temperature is in the mid 90s. Once the chairs are fully dry, I'm going in with the paint, and I opted for the semi-gloss primer and paint all-in-one by Rust-Oleum. I love that it is such a bright white paint because it pops against the green. And then for these chairs, I'm also going to do a gloss top coat. I didn't do this for my cast iron patio set, but I think it will feel nicer and look nicer too. Let me tell you about these sun chairs. They are deceptively intricate. I thought they were going to be so much easier to paint than my cast iron set. I only had 3 pieces versus 5, but I had to make so many trips to Home Depot in order to finish this project. They took so much more paint, so much more gloss, so much more time, sweat, and energy, but once they were finished, it looked even better than I'd imagined. Second day of painting is about to begin. 2 chairs down. This is the final chair. It was supposed to be rainy today, but the sun is shining, so I'm going to take full advantage and just knock it out once and for all. Painting is now complete. I am done killing every last brain cell in my head, and this will most likely be my final paint project of the season, outside at least. I am turning my focus to some indoor projects, but before I show you the grand reveal of our new backyard, I want to show you some of the accessories that I purchased because these final touches I think are really what makes the overall look so beautiful. The devil really is in the details after all. So I got these really nice back pillows to match the umbrella. These came from Amazon in a set of 2. So I'm gonna need to order another set, and they actually came separate. I was so confused when the liner turned up because I thought that does not look like a pillow. But I think it's kind of nice that way it's washable, so I can always remove this and then keep the pillow, and it's very plasticky feeling, which again, I think is perfect for outdoor furniture. The first time I transformed the turquoise cast iron set, I received so many compliments on the black and white umbrella. It's from the brand California Umbrella. It's the black and white pagoda. They're very expensive, but they're always on sale. So I think I found it at Home Depot. They do carry it on Amazon. Bed Bath & Beyond, I think, had one of the better deals recently. So don't pay full price, but it is very cute, and I love it so much that I wanted to go ahead and purchase a second umbrella to match the first one. That way it really gives it that resort feel. The umbrellas are black and white. These pillows are black and white, so the cushions are just plain white. And I did sort of splurge on luxury cushions. Can kind of hold it up so you can see. These are from Sunbrella, but I purchased them from the company store. They had a big summer sale going on. Even with the discount, they were a bit pricier, but they are so thick and luxurious, the perfect size, really great quality, and they're white, which surprisingly was very hard to find. I was searching for days looking for white chaise lounge cushions. Everything comes in cream, bone, ivory, French vanilla, stone, the list goes on. I could not find a single other option that said white besides these. Because I've spent so much time and effort putting together all of this furniture, I want to make sure that the cushions are exactly what I have envisioned. So I went with these Sunbrella cushions. They are so thick and comfortable. These towels came from Amazon. These are the Hotel Collection White Classic. It's the oversized. They come in a set of two. It's the 35 by 70. These are really thick and they're perfect for just sort of rolling up at the end of the bed, because I don't want to lay directly on the cushions. I want to make sure that we lay down nice towels. That way they're protected for as long as possible. And we will definitely be storing the cushions indoors. Supposedly you can keep them outside, but it rains so much in Florida and we were burned. We learned a hard lesson because we had purchased some outdoor furniture last year, and almost within maybe a month or two, it became so mildewy and moldy and gross. We just had to throw it all away. It came from Facebook Marketplace. It wasn't expensive, but I'm glad that we learned on the cheapies. So now that we invested in good cushions, we know that we just have to store them inside. As much as I plan to get a lot of use out of our beautiful backyard, I don't think we're gonna be spending that much time out there, especially not right now over the summer because it's so brutally hot. Closer to fall winter, when the temperatures aren't quite so hot, we'll be able to spend more time outdoors, but I think it will be pretty easy to keep the cushions looking nice. You know, I can't resist an antique. I visited the Cooper City Antique Mall a couple weeks ago and I got this beautiful planter because the only thing that was still missing out there were plants, flowers, decorations. So I wanted to get this beautiful planter. This was 35 bucks, a really great deal. I have my eye on a set of side tables that I found on eBay. Pricier than I wanted to pay, but really special. They're vintage, wrought iron. They're already white with tempered glass. So I'm crossing my fingers and hoping they get back to me with a reasonable freight shipping fee. I messaged the seller and I haven't heard back yet. So it's one of those things. That's one of the downsides to shopping secondhand. You can't just add to cart, click, one-stop shop and it's very easy peasy. Instead, you have to sort of negotiate with people and are they good at communication and are they willing to ship to you? Do they do a good job packing the item? So it's a little bit more back and forth. For the right items, it is absolutely worth it. And then over the weekend, I visited Casa Planta Garden Center, which is located, I believe it's in Kendall, about 30 minutes away. They had an amazing selection of plants. I have to share my flower haul with you. I purchased some mandevilla on a trellis, which are flourishing at the moment. They are loving the heat, loving the sun. I haven't had to move them. They're not picky whatsoever. They are just loving their new home. They have beautiful pink blooms and they're attracting all of the bees and the butterflies. They have a very light fragrance, but they're not as fragrant as some of the other flowers in our little potted garden. I picked up a duet rose, which smells beautiful. The scent is incredible. It had tons of buds already, but it's blooming beautifully as well. This I had to move around a little bit, so I don't know if we've found the permanent home yet. It does need full sun, but it doesn't want that scorching afternoon sun. I noticed the first day the flowers immediately started drooping, and then whenever I scooted them into the shade, they perked back up. So this is giving us tons of beautiful rose blooms, and it smells like creamy white florals. It's a little bit sweet. I bought some Spanish lavender, which doesn't smell as fragrant as French lavender or some of the other varieties, but it's bred specifically for this planting zone. It loves drier soil, so I don't have to baby it as much, and it seems to be thriving where it is. My most finicky plant are my two gardenia trees, which I was told they work well in full sun. They love the heat, they love the sunshine, and where they were located in the garden center, they were just exposed to the elements. So I was told they would be fine, but the gardenias aren't doing amazing right now. They still have some blooms, they are still flowering, but I'll probably need to move them around and give them some afternoon shade. They're gonna need a little more tender love and care, and I'll probably have to watch them a little bit closer, but everything else seems to be blooming perfectly. When you put it all together, this is what it looks like. The grand reveal of our new backyard, just in time for summer. I absolutely love the way it came together. It looks so romantic. It's very relaxing to sit out here and listen to the birds and see the butterflies flying around. And I think what makes it feel so special is because most of these pieces were secondhand, vintage, restored. I still can't believe I found them online. They happen to be located close by. I was able to negotiate with the seller for a lower price, and they are perfect. They are truly exactly what I wanted. I could not have picked a better chaise lounge chair. The sweat, the energy, the trips to Home Depot, the death of the brain cells was all worth it because I think it looks so beautiful. This morning I'm at Miami Skin and Vein. I'm about to see Dr. Patel. He's the one who usually does my Dysport treatment, but today I'm doing a Picasure laser and V-beam on my chest and my face. He recommended instead of IPL, I do the Picasure. He said it's much better technology, there's less downtime, it's less damaging. For some reason in my head, I feel like I want the laser to do as much damage as possible because I think that means better results. The V-beam should be able to get rid of this red dot right there. I have another red dot. I have some freckles, some hyperpigmentation and brown spots, just kind of background noise on my face. My skin is pretty good. I'm thinking both treatments together should be able to clear most of that up. And then on my chest, I really just have a lot of sun damage. So I'm really excited. I've been pushing back my appointment, but today it is finally here. So I'm gonna take you with me. We are now well past 48 hours post-treatment. I still have quite a bit of swelling, especially on my cheeks around the eye area right here. I spared you the jump scare of seeing my skin with no makeup, but I did take some video yesterday, 24 hours post-treatment. It honestly looked like I'd been in a fist fight and lost, especially when I woke up the next morning. I had so much puffiness around my eyes. I could literally see my own cheeks even when I was looking forward, just out of my periphery. That's how big and puffy they were. I still have a lot of little red spots. I have some broken capillaries. I have a little red mark over here on my cheek. It was pretty bad again this morning whenever I woke up, but as the day has gone on, the puffiness and the swelling has gone down a bit. I've tried to do some very gentle massage, lymphatic drainage. I ordered one of those cryo masks from Amazon that you stick in the refrigerator so I can apply that. I've been taking Zyrtec for the past 3 days to help with swelling. I don't think I'm supposed to take any more. I'm not sure if it made that big of a difference. I was laughing at myself thinking before the treatment that it wouldn't be that bad and the downtime was going to be non-existent and maybe the laser wouldn't do much for me, because I think this was probably the most aggressive treatment I've done to date. If anyone's interested or curious, I do have a dedicated video where I talk about all of the aesthetic treatments that I've ever done. I will link it down below in the description box. When I first got to the office, we took the before and after pictures. She applied a little numbing cream to my cheeks. They never asked me whether or not I wanted numbing. In hindsight, I'm glad they just did it without asking, because I probably would have said, oh no, skip it, it's fine, I can handle the pain. By the end, it was a little bit spicy. So we started with the V-beam treatment. So V-beam is to target redness. It also helps with broken capillaries. So especially around the nose area, I have a little redness. On the cheeks, I have some redness. I had a couple little red dots. Those should basically be completely gone in about 2 weeks. The V-beam does a great job targeting redness and getting rid of it. I would say the pain level was maybe a 3. In certain areas, it got to a 3.5. I wouldn't say it's the most comfortable thing, but it's not painful either. It just feels like somebody's like flicking you kind of hard. It's annoying more than anything. And he went pretty quickly. He did say after the first cheek, he's like, I'll give you a break if you need between cheeks. And I said, no, I'm fine. He's like, okay, well then I'm just gonna keep going. So there was no chit-chatting. It was straight business, and he was able to knock it out in just a few minutes. It was very fast, which I prefer, because it's not as if I'm gonna sit there and after he does half the face say, okay, no, I can't take it anymore. We're not gonna do the whole face. He has to get through it. You're going to do the whole face anyway, so you might as well just get it over with and then be done. I think if I had stopped at the V-beam, I might have been fine. But post V-beam, we went to another room, and that's when we did the peek away. I was calling it Picasure, but no. I got the peek away laser. 2 different settings. The first pass was to target texture, and then the second pass was to target hyperpigmentation, brown spots, darkness, skin tone, which is really what I was looking for, and we did that on the face and the chest. I'm very curious to see how I like the peek away for the face. I've never done a true laser treatment all over the face before. It was very comfortable, basically painless. I mean, you feel like a little like zapping or like a little vibration. It's almost like those little electron tools that they use if they're giving you a facial, if you've ever had that before. The peek away was pretty relaxing, honestly, no pain. The problem is we did 2 passes, and even though it doesn't feel like there's any pain, you can smell, it almost smells like your skin is being singed. It's like a burning smell. So you know something is happening, compounding the 2 passes of peek away on top of the V-beam. That's why I had such a major reaction and why I am so swollen even 2 days later. 55, 56 hours later, I'm still a puffy little chipmunk. Technically, I could have applied makeup yesterday, but I wanted to give my skin a full break. Tonight, I have a dinner that I'm supposed to go to with the brand Medik8 at Nobu. I don't want to miss it. I've already RSVP'd, so I have to just suck it up and get ready for the night. I'm going to make myself an anti-inflammatory juice using my Ninja juicer. So here I have some organic celery, organic spinach, a Bartlett pear for some sweetness, some blackberries, and then I might add some ginger and coconut water for sweetness. I think that's my best juice. Dinner with Medik8 was amazing. I'm so glad I went and I didn't let my chipmunk cheeks hold me back. It was great to meet some of the marketing team for the brand and see some of my friends that I don't really get to see that often. If I'm totally honest, this is why I was motivated to go to the dinner, because I've heard of Medik8, but I had not tried any of the products. I believe they're sort of on the same level as a SkinCeuticals, Elastin, is it Elastin 8? The brands that they sell in your dermatologist's office, medical offices. They just launched a new vitamin C product, which sounds really amazing, but they also sent us home with more products to try from the brand. This is the Crystal Retinol 6 Stable Retinol Night Serum, next generation vitamin A. I've made a commitment to myself recently to not get too experimental with skincare. I feel like I have a few products that I know they work, I believe in them, so I want to just keep using them and not bounce around from brand to brand like I used to, but these products I will be trying. This is the Advanced Day Ultimate Protect. Oh, this is the SPF 50 sunscreen. It's one thing about doing any sort of laser treatment, you have to be so careful about the sun. You're not supposed to have any sun whatsoever for 4 weeks. Now, I usually avoid the sun anyways, and I've really been doubling down on my SPF all over the body, especially on my chest, my face. But it makes it a little bit tricky whenever I'm trying to tend to the flowers in the backyard now. So I usually try to do my gardening, failing miserably at the moment, but I usually try to go out first thing in the morning when it's not too bright, or much later in the afternoon when the sun has sort of set, so I'm not getting any sun whatsoever. Okay, so this is the new product. This is the Medik8 C Tetra Advanced. It's a 20% vitamin C gel serum. Brighten and age defense. I'm almost done with my vitamin C serum from SkinCeuticals, and I haven't replenished yet, so I might just swap it out for this Medik8. I read recently they're in talks to maybe sell to L'Oreal for $1 billion or something really crazy, so clearly somebody believes strongly in this brand. I cannot wait to try more products. The only thing I did try was the moisturizer, and I did really like it. This is the Liquid Peptides Advanced MP Wrinkle Reduction Serum, 30% multi-peptide complex with growth factors. Ooh, that is the skincare buzzword at the moment, isn't it? Growth factors. Everybody's talking about it, and I don't know what it is or anything about it. They know about peptides, how amazing they are for your skin, and it has growth factors as well, which means it's probably even better. And then this is the moisturizer I tried. It's the Total Moisture Daily Facial Cream, AM, PM, multi-layered moisturizer with HEO and prebiotic peptides. Feels really good on the skin. It's very, very light. I'm not going to introduce all of these products all at once. I think that would just be too overwhelming for my skin, and I feel like I'm in a really good place right now. Vitamin C and the moisturizer and then the SPF will probably be the first products I try, but I'm going to put all of these to the test. I will use them completely and I will update you. I'm just waiting for the sun to go down a little bit lower so that I can go outside and probably walk with Jazzy a little bit and get my afternoon walk in, my 10,000 steps. I did take a Pilates class this morning. I'm leaving Club Pilates. So I only have a few weeks left at Club Pilates, and then I'm probably moving to another studio. I haven't quite decided because I also signed up for ClassPass a couple months ago, and I really like being able to bounce around a little bit and try different instructors and classes and studios. I think it's so much fun. It keeps things really fresh. I really think the most important thing is the instructor. And see, over the years that I've been at Club Pilates, so many instructors have come and gone, and there's one instructor there that I absolutely love her class, but I can't really justify paying the unlimited price for one class a week. We're changing it up this summer. I think change is good. I'm looking forward to a refresh and maybe trying a different studio more full-time, and then continuing to just find different classes that I love in my area. Good morning, good morning. I am running out the door. I'm about to meet one of my girlfriends for brunch. You actually might know her, Sabrina, also known as Beauty Lookbook. She is the Pinterest Instagram queen. She has the best swatches, the best beauty reviews. She also does a lot of luxury beauty. So she recently moved to Miami. We're gonna go meet up for lunch. I have not had a chance to style my hair, and it is so humid outside. Where we're going is outdoor, so I figured it wouldn't even be worth trying to style my hair. Unnecessary heat damage, so we are going to rock our new hat. I think it's appropriate for the weather. And then I'm just gonna throw on some new jewelry I have here from Ana Luisa. I just got these really cute earrings. They're kind of Bottega Veneta dupes. They're very shiny and lightweight, and they go with absolutely everything. And I'm not usually into dupes, but I have seen these all over the place. I mean, there are so many similar designs out there now. I'm not sure it makes a huge difference, although Bottega was the first to make it popular, or at least the first I've seen. They have mini ones, they have different thicknesses, but I think these are really, really perfect. And then last step, but certainly not the least, my fragrance of the day. I went with Dama Bianca. I think this is such a special fragrance. To me, this is very tropical. And it's so pretty and feminine. One of my all-time favorites, and every time I wear this, I swear I get compliments. So beautiful. And that does it for today's video. I'm heading out the door. I hope everybody has an amazing weekend, and I will see you in my next vlog.